Hello, this is Jer. This is the Nightmare series of Oxygen Not Included. I'm on the radioactive ocean asteroid that is metal poor and has a frozen core. Absolutely terrible place to be. As if it wasn't bad enough, all the game settings are on the maximum hardness, and we don't have teleportation or care packages. Enjoy!
Welcome back. So last time we went on a very important metal mission. Get to all kinds of goodies. So we've got algae, copper, fossil, iron ore, lead, and I've been short lead for a long time. Or metal in general, rather. So that's going to open up all kinds of interesting possibilities, upgrades that can be done. Very much looking forward to that. I just got to figure out what the priorities are and what the individual projects are going to be along the way. So that's Astronaut. That's the dupe that went on the very important mission. So they definitely can enjoy some time in the massage clinic. I think the first order of business is to unpack the rocket. So let's make some these bins. Going to create 3 tiles. And I'll get rid of these 3 tiles right here. I'll make that the priority. So now that I've got several bins, I'm going to put iron ore in here. I'm going to do that temporarily is a high priority. Lead in here. Again, temporarily high priority. Everything else is this iron ore, lead, and copper ore. In these ones, this will just be priority 5. So once we've got some material in the first 2 bins, the dupes can do this in slower time, and we'll get started in some of the upgrades that I want to do around here. So dupes are going up and down, bringing in some of that material in the base. Starting with iron ore, then we'll move on to lead. Lead's going to be useful for a lot of automation that we can start to bring into the base. With 20 tons of iron ore now in the central area of the base, we're starting to load some lead. Oh, copper ore. Concentrate on lead. Well, I can feel the dupe's muscles getting stronger, lifting all that material. So the remainder of the bins, they can do that at regular priority. In fact, I'm now going to downgrade that to a 5. The next thing I have is I want to go inside this rocket. I want to direct the carbon dioxide that's here to be heading out like that. And we're going to direct that to go into the actual engine like this. This is the old carbon dioxide line, I take it. Oh, I think I disabled that. Carbon dioxide is pretty thin down here. Just check that. This might be... This is interesting. This is something to watch. Okay, I'll have to be careful if I ever get my dupes in there. Definitely Atmos suits are going to be needed. Alright, that's a later thing, though. So the idea here, once I've got this piping in place... Oh, actually, I'm going to need this to be taller, won't I? Because we're going to add a rover and take advantage of a rover. Well, probably more than just one. Rover module. Height limitation. Oh, that's right. Okay, no, we will need a second rocket, which is completely fine. So I'll put that over here. Just need to decide exactly. Let's put that right there. Just realized that we've got a giant error here. The dupes can go this way without masks, or this way without masks. That is definitely not what we want, so let's cut that here, high priority. To avoid this little confusion, I saw a chef, or baker rather, up here without a gas mask. Sometimes when you have that happen, you have to check to make sure that no one's wearing gas masks continually. Okay, chef is making sure that this little bit of path confusion doesn't happen again. while we've got this going in, I can design the carbon dioxide line. I can see that's going to be located right there. So we'll do this. Little gas bridge to jump over our oxygen line. Shouldn't take too long to get our platform in place. With that, we're going to make the carbon dioxide engine. I guess I can make that out of copper. We will then have the actual rover module. Now this I will make out of iron because we've got a lot more iron. We'll need to keep rebuilding these guys if I want a whole bunch, and I do. Let's see. Make a ladder so that's easy to access the top of this, where we've got a simple solo safe air nosocone. It might be slightly easier if I build that out of copper that's nearby. So I wasn't expecting them to make the rover module first, but there it is. I'm going to bump this priority up just so that this gets rebuilt quickly every time I go up and down, so I can send many rovers down here. Also want to think about where I want the rovers to land. Maybe if I put 3 tiles right there, I can get rovers to land every time. So I'm no longer using the incubator. If I look at all the eggs that I've got here, well, this is the pip eggs, but they start to increase just slowly, which means they're naturally going to hatch over time. Similar thing with the sage hatches. They go from all kinds of, from very low to medium to high, so I'm naturally going to get metal out of that, which is really, or meat out of that. So no incubator running. Oh, thank you. I love this point in the game when I can get rid of my incubator. I normally get rid of my incubator or stop using it anyways much earlier. So we're going to say all critter eggs dropped off here. We're going to still use this for the time being, but we can get rid of this little section. Maybe I will I also look forward to getting rid of this. Some things get caught in here. If I get meat, it'll go bad, for instance, if I don't actually fish it out. So all critter eggs now are going to go here. They're going to take the pip eggs here and locate it up there, which is completely fine. Okay, so that's a nice point in the game. So we've got a rover. I guess we just have to get carbon dioxide into this. I don't know if that is just because we've got no power. Let's have a look. Yeah, no power. Oh, that's right. Well, we don't have that battery or the manual generator, so let's throw one on board. Actually, I'm wondering if I build a battery that I could charge this from the outside. The only thing is, I could put a battery here, but I don't want to connect that unless I'm connecting it to the heavy watt wire system. So I think I'm going to try something a little different. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. Put it back. Make that out of iron ore. No, we'll do copper. So we're going to have a dedicated line just to make it such that the dupes don't have to go on the rocket to charge it up. Now I've got lots of metal to be able to do stuff like this. Maybe we'll put that right here. Just thinking to myself, it would be a lot nicer. Make this out of iron ore. It would be a lot nicer if the dupes didn't have to go up into the rocket, because the only thing that they need to go into here for is to charge this thing with power, so that the other rocket can go up and give us some rovers. We've got a ladder still, so we can get up to get the excess material when there's a little bit of spare time. So here we go, the last little bit of wiring to set this up so that I can get some carbon dioxide over here, and with tons of rovers, we'll be able to transform all kinds of things very quickly in this base. At least that's my hope. One more wire to go. Alright, so now I just need to wait for someone to jump on this manual generator. Engineer is doing the job. So that's going to charge this battery here. I should see the pump. Yep. Okay, there we are. So carbon dioxide now is leaving. It's also filling this area with oxygen, which is fine. Actually, for the time being, yeah, let's just leave that. Because that'll overpressure at some point anyway. But we should see carbon dioxide going nowhere. Whoops, I forgot to take that higher. Okay, we'll do that at high priority. Baker is delivering some material to this much needed pipe. Create 1, create 2, and that's going to start delivering carbon dioxide into this rocket. While that happens, we'll start the first upgrade to the base. I think the first thing I'm trying to decide between projects that will give me efficiencies, improve to movement and production of things, plus or the actual improve the quality of the dupe's life. And I think the first project is something that'll do both. That's the upgrade to a washroom. So let's put in a lavatory. And this will, and we'll put in a sink. We'll start with this. The other thing is showers. It would be an easy thing from this point on. So create this. My thinking is that this will both give a morale bonus, but the dupes won't have to manually unplug the outhouse anymore, which will be nice. Plan for the sewage that comes out of this, or polluted water. We're just going to store it in here. Make this out of iron, and we'll deal with this another day. Make sure we don't have flood over here. Well, actually, no, that's a small amount of liquid. That should be fine. So we're going to have that polluted water make its way into the first one, and then that will go into the second one. Piping was already done long ago. Even be nice, and we can create some showers. Actually, let me make those out of copper. So this is more the backup washroom. I think we get a slight increase in decor with this copper. So the dupes are taking advantage of the local metal to create these projects. They don't have to go in and out of the rocket anymore. I guess for copper, I have, they're starting to, thankfully they put some there. It's iron ore that they're really going to take advantage, and lead, once we start to get to that point, which will be pretty soon, actually. This rocket is charged and ready to go. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it Rover Rocket. And we don't need to do anything inside. I'm going to say, oh, actually I have to choose who to go on this. Let's do astronaut. I guess that makes sense, right? So we'll crew that. We'll go one tile away, as we typically do. So astronaut is going on board. They can breathe with their gas mask in immediate time. Let's have a look down here. Still waiting for these two things to be built. Oh, I need to click this, don't I? Otherwise, we're not going anywhere. Just waiting for this rocket to start orbiting. Once we're here, I'm going to hit deploy. So this is where I plan to put these rovers. Just give that a second to fall down, and then we will land. And then we're back in the business of having rovers again, which is super useful. First thing I'll do is I'll clear this for the next rover. Alright, good work, astronaut. Okay, now that I see that we've got a washroom, let's just check that we do. Well, hold on a second. Check that we do. So we've got a washroom. Let's get rid of all of this. Actually, let's just get rid of the first two. And then I'll upgrade this. And then I'll get rid of the outhouses. Just checking on my stables. I see 2 are needed here, so we're gonna get, we'll find 2 adults that are relatively young. Let's see, 9. Hatch, what age are you? 9, sure. Okay, so with this, I think I'm comfortable relying on outhouses. So it's up to me to watch the polluted water fill up here and get on to a replacement method for this before these fill up. So while this is going on, we might as well complete this area with lighting. This is where we get to use some of our lead. So I'm going to have one latrine there, or yeah, another one there. The lavatory, rather. We're going to have some lighting for the shower, and I'm even going to provide lights to the backup washroom. So the dupes go on breaks of 2, in groups of 2, so most of the time they should only need 2, but if those 2 go on break, someone else needs a washroom. When they're on their other schedule, they'll still have one. They won't have to wait. But not only that, they'll be able to actually see when they're in here. Okay, I'm going to have a slight different design here for the washroom. It's going to go down like that. A lamp here for showering. Rancher enjoying a shower, finally. Nearly cycle 150 before getting this. Okay, we'll make this out of copper just for the effect. Can put in another one of these guys. Do that at high priority. Let's get in the sink as well. Make the sinks the higher priority. Let's see. Hold on. What did I make this out of? I made this one out of aluminum. Let's make copper. Back on that one. Copper. And copper. Make the sink a priority thing as well so that the dupes can wash their hands. Rather that than lighting, but lighting is on the way. And aluminum there. Don't worry about that one. Just to finish this area off, I'm going to make some large sculptures. I don't have a dupe that can actually do anything with this. I'm going to do this with granite. Put these in here, and here. We're going to do that at a lower priority. So if we're running out of things to do, that's something the dupes can do. I think the next thing that I want to concentrate is on getting some Atmo suits instead of these things here. In particular on the bottom of the base. Because I want to get down here and take advantage of the water. Because a couple things. First of all, we are a little bit low here trying to melt ice. And we're running low here. Actually, might want to open this guy up. But to make that, we're going to run this guy for a bit. Make this out of iron. Make 20 pieces of that. I see we already have 2 Atmo suits. Make a few more out of iron. So that, I think that's going to give us a total of 5 when that's produced. The excess heat is going here. And I seen a comment which was so smart, that was from Cedric. Said instead of dropping your molten glass down here, which is a good enough place, why not do it here, where I actually want a bit of heat, and it's closer to pick up the glass. So absolutely, I think that's, I think I have this set to a lower priority thing, so I'll do that later on. But the next time I want glass, definitely going to take advantage of that. Last little bit of work here. Oh no, forgot. We're not going to get anywhere unless we actually have power. So I'm going to run this through the tiling as much as I can. Let's make sure we don't smash these out though. So I will go down around like this. And for this one, we'll use a different circuitry for that. And I have to design how this is going to work. Let's get rid of this. Make a little bit of room for whatever I decide to do with Atmos suits. Maybe I get the dupes to put them on around this area, so we'll start to clear this out. If that's going to be the case.
Running the metal refinery is not giving enough power. So we can design a spot here for another hydrogen generator, since we've got lots of hydrogen. So here's the next hydrogen generator. And I connect that up to heavy watt wire. And let's connect that up to some automation so it doesn't turn on when we've got full battery. Make this out of lead. And final little bit, let's just make sure that actually gets some hydrogen, which is right here. Keeping this rocket continually moving. So we'll have another round of rover selection until we get as many as we can handle. So there's another hydrogen generator online. Let's move this guy to be a little bit longer. Didn't do that earlier because I was metal short. But now that that's not the case, do that. While I'm waiting for this to be complete, how about we design this area down here? I'm going to put in some mesh tiles. Just that carbon dioxide can fall down. We'll clear out this area and get some Atmos suits available to dupes that explore from here on. Just realized I was neglecting the rovers that I've got over here. So I'm going to continue to dig this out just to allow some natural gas to escape around this area. Won't be able to dig that, but there's lots of opportunity to make things a little bit bigger around here. Okay, so time to put in some Atmos suits. Can actually make this out of lead since it's going to be cold down here. So we'll start off with 3. This will need some power. We'll just connect with this circuitry. And of course push some oxygen in. Just like that. So now we've got some Atmos suits. Up the priority so those get put on pretty quick, though didn't take too long. Oh, I see a little bit of water there. So at this point, I'm going to disable this. And we're going to connect the ladder. Also put a deodorizer down here. Can extend that. Get rid of this one so we can extend the fire pole. I think I've been neglecting the fire pole. Let's see if we make that right. Oh, whoops. Let's, how about we move that one over? Just so we can get the fire pole down the full way. Deodorizer right there then. Maybe put another one right there. And I'm going to make sure this dupe here takes their suit off. Can destroy these. 1, 2, and 3. And I think, yep, I see some oxygen making its way into the Atmos suits, which is great. First thing I'd like to do is, let's see, send or build a pump way down here so we can take advantage of all this great liquid. Since there's lots of construction to be done, line up so we can get yet another rover to join the team. And there comes another rover. I've lost count of how many I have at this point. So in order to get this pump to work, we need to provide a little bit of power. So
with the lots of metal that we have, we'll bring this along. Connect this into the circuitry. We'll also build piping to be able to take it. I'm going to make this insulated. Though I don't know that it's essential, as long as I keep this thing flowing. But just to be on the safe side, I think we should do that. I just have to decide exactly where I'm going to process this water and store it. With more Atmos seats, I'm going to build a second pump. I'm going to put that right... Okay, we'll have to do some refactoring, it looks like, but I'd like to bring that into the heavy watt wire system. So we're going to connect this across like that. So we can visit 2 pumps, and let's do a little bit of refactoring. What is this line? Oh, that is the carbon dioxide line. Let's get rid of that all. Once I have that active again, we'll move that somewhere else. Let's just extend it this area, so I'm going to change this out just a little bit. Connect it so it visits even more tiles along the way. So let this go up, skip around this way, we'll come down again. And then up like this. I guess we didn't need that last little piece, but that will make things a little bit better. In terms of trying to melt all of this. Or cool this off, melt the ice. Just looking at this, we should probably put in some radiant pipes. Didn't do that earlier just because I didn't have the metal. Actually, we'll go through this like that. Okay, so let's get that second pump in here. Make that out of iron right next to this guy. How about we add another airflow tile or 2 right there. So now we're going to combine these 2 pumps like that. Let's disconnect that. That's not supposed to be like that. Oh, there we go. Alright, and the other bit is, let's make sure we still turn this pump off when it's not needed. Get rid of that. So that's going to lead into this guy. Let's just do one other thing. Let's just cut this temporarily. But, get rid of these little pipes and we'll actually connect this with heavy watt wire system. Okay, so we've got that in there. We're going to connect this, and we're able to pump twice the amount of oxygen through our system now. Got some Atmos suits. I'll put in an additional one. So we can have 4 dupes, plus all the rovers down here. I think I've decided I'm going to make the water production area over here. So we'll get that carved out. I think I'm going to put another Atmos suit checkpoint right here. Maybe just a single unit. This will have the purpose of allowing me to fill hydrogen in here. Not having the dupes exposed to that. So again, I'm going to choose lead. It's 12 our checkpoint. Right here. Single suit right here. Actually, hold on. I'm going to bring that down further just so I can get a tile right there. Okay, so there we go. Tons of hydrogen in here. Let's just get another rover, because they're doing so well. Make sure that the dupe here lands. I'm taking turns between astronaut and engineer, just to minimize the exposure to radiation. If I want to have this thing complete, we need to have this Atmos suit set with some power and oxygen. So there's power. And where is our oxygen line? We can connect into that. simply like that. With that, I'm going to put airflow tile right here. And let's start to push in some hydrogen. Can't remember, that must be hydrogen line. Yes. Okay, so we'll connect that so we get some hydrogen right here. That's just going to allow these guys to be exposed to hydrogen 100% at the time, which is nice. Let's check if there's any Dracos that need to be moved over. I think I've got them all. So we've got some hydrogen arriving, starting to fill up this room completely. Next thing I'm going to do is grow some bristle blossoms. Let's see, take that 3 out, so I'll need to get 3 back. Now I only have 2 seeds I've got from my last mission. So we'll grow 2. And this is just going to enhance. I'm more looking for the actual increase in number of seeds than I am actual food, but this will help with food production. As we wait for meat to be the main meal, which it will go on. It should happen at some point. We just have to wait for more and more eggs to naturally incubate. So if we want to grow this, we need to have some water. This is the cooling line, so I'm not going to connect to that. Let's make sure we connect it like this. Sometimes there's issues with seeds on rockets when we plant them, so I'm going to blossom seed. Do it right here at high priority. Okay, so we've got this available to plant 2 blossom seeds. We'll do that. And I must have mismeasured something here. What do we got? 102. Cut this back fair bit. Next base modification I'm going to do is raise this pump just so we can get hydrogen further away from the dupes, and then I'm going to put some Atmo suits over here. So put this pump maybe right there should do. Okay, I see what I did. I took away some tiles and I took away extra tiles, overcompensate in the right way. In the wrong way. Okay, we're doing some digging out here. I think, you know what? Let's just wait until we've got our Atmo suits converted before we go any further on that. Take these out and replace them with some Atmo suits. Just being careful that the dupes don't go out in space for too long or anything like that. That shouldn't be too long. We'll replace this. So we're looking for hydrogen here. And we're going to specify at least do about 2 minutes or so. And get rid of this pump. And all the automation that was associated with it. Start directing hydrogen. Now, just before I do that, how about we dig and let this natural or carbon dioxide out just so it doesn't find its way into the pump, just to be safe. Okay, down here we let's reconnect the world. Might move the ladder over a little bit just so I can get more Atmo suits. Let's see, how many will I no, that's fine. So I can put mesh tile right there if I wanted to get more. I think we'll just start with 3. Now these guys are stuck, so what I should do is build a little bridge for them to cross. And we'll get checkpoint right here. And while I'm doing that, or these guys are doing that, let's flip over quickly. Is there anyone left? Any battery power? Maybe not. Yeah, if there was, they would have continued. Oh no, they would have been stuck, wouldn't they? So I'll do some tasking here. If that gets done, that means someone's alive. If it doesn't, that means we're done, which is fine. Alright, back over here. What do we gotta do? We need to, we'll probably already have oxygen. Have to rebuild that bit, yeah. We'll make sure this has some power. Probably destroyed more than I need it. But there's lots of rovers to fix that. Do some digging. Oh! Yeah, that's right. I was gonna extend this. Watch my metal levels at some point. Don't know how far I can get before I have to find another asteroid. So I'm still very careful with the metal, looking for these guys that are hungry. Like this guy here, that needs to be wrangled and moved up over here. It's the only thing I'm really limited. I've got excess amount of water. I'm not worried about water, but I'm not that we are short dirt. I mean, I'm still places to dig dirt out, but dirt is the source of food. I'm getting dirt from meat, so that's why I'm minimizing the amount of meat these guys, or dirt these guys consume. So wrangle you. I'm gonna wrangle you. Everyone will be dropped off here for a short period of time. But yeah, I'm also using dirt over here, which is giving me plastic and reed fiber, but these guys also represent meat. So our whole food source is based on dirt. Now these guys produce dirt, but not enough to make me feel comfortable. So I think that's the limiting factor, but I think we've got time. There's no rush on finding a new source of meat. But it is something I have on my mind. Just looking at this fire pole and thinking to myself, it might have made more sense actually to build a ladder up here like this, and the fire pole right next to it. There's a single tile right here for the dupes to walk on. So in this area we have a tiny bit of oxygen right there. I'd like to get hydrogen here and here. So let's aim to do that by connecting that like that. I've got an airflow tile there to get rid of that oxygen. Just seen engineer leave from this rocket over here because they couldn't breathe. Maybe we should not be wearing our gas mask and instead wearing an Atmos suit, which is the whole point of this setup. Make sure we've got some actual oxygen on its way. We do. Excellent. A piece of fire pole missing. There we go. So in this corner of the base, now that this is dug out, I'm going to put my infinite supply of water. This is going to be one of the more critical systems. So we're going to dump excess water just down here. I'm going to use... Oh, I don't like the fact that I've got a piece of petroleum. I might move everything over because of that. Okay, decided this is going to be the new location, not too far away. And it's indented a little bit further. So we're going to put liquid pump right here. Actually, I see some materials going to fall. Let's, not that it's a lot, but we'll do that. We're going to put in a pump, and this is going to pump excess water. And water is pretty much going to be essential to life on this asteroid for the long term. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to design this such that it's going to have conductive wire going across into it. We will have two... So I won't be able to build that second one. Maybe I should build that ladder up. So So we'll have two outputs down here, liquid vents we can send water in. And I just have to see how this is all going to go together. So this is going to be the water line going in, the excess water, or just regular water supply that we're going to get from all these fantastic geysers. So they're going to go towards this guy and then back out. And then this is going to be water that I'm going to consume to the base. For oxygen production, anything like that. Any excess will be stored right there. That's the plan. Take some material here, just move this out of the way since this is going to be an area that's sealed and the dupes will never have access to again. If all goes correctly. Okay, I see these guys didn't actually get to build this out, so what I'm going to do is just leave this wall. Just that when this carbon dioxide falls down, it doesn't have a chance to go up like this and into this pump. So we got some hydrogen here. I think we can pause this delivery down there. Just notice we've got a broken pipe. So what, let's investigate this. First of all, let's disconnect it. It is minus 10.9. Wasn't expecting that. I guess this ice system is just too efficient. Maybe I'm going to up this to make slightly, nope, that's way too much. Slightly safer value, we'll try 9. So this pump is operating. Got to be cautious of the brine because I'm not treating it with brine. Maybe actually, speaking of which, let's do that just in case, because if I don't do this now, it just will go to heck. So I'm going to direct this water to go this way, just in case brine sits here. We're automatically covered. These guys are doing good with this. Let's just move this little bit of material out, and we'll get some brine or salt water sitting in here. So I happen to have lots of salt water up here. I just need something that's less than 1,000. And there's all kinds of options, so I'll move that to this location. So here's the design of my water treatment plant. So I want to be able to take any liquid and convert it to water. Or any water-based liquid, that is, so brine, salt water, polluted water, and convert that to water and have that stored over here or brought into this system. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, the only thing that could go wrong, as long as I'm making sure that it's water-based liquid that's going into it, this will be no problem. Unless I bring in something like frozen brine or polluted water. So that's the one thing that I've got to think about next. I think what I'm going to do is just have a warming area underneath this. And here's where we're going to warm up liquid. So where is the floor level? Just go along like this. Too far. What I'm going to do here is just have a little, we can get rid of the little insulations in the zone. So out of this area, I'm going to have water, liquid that is not frozen, so it'll be safe to put into these machines. I just have to decide how I'm going to feed them in. I think maybe if I did this. So I want to go in parallel, loading all these three. Was planning on having liquid going out this way, so I'm going to have the remainder go in like this. And it can join right here. Just going to join over here. We need to do a jump. So this is going to be the polluted water treatment area. Next, in case there's salt water or brine, we'll go into these guys. This should be a little bit easier. I can simply just go 1, 2, wondering, well, I've done it now. Maybe what I could have
done is gone up from the top and fed in. Had this water go along like that, but that's right. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to connect the 3 outputs, 1, 2, 3. That's going to feed into here. Won't actually connect it just yet, but we'll be ready to go soon. Salt water I asked for did not show up. Let's look for another bottle. Put that right there. Get a little bit more. I'm not sure exactly. I know I need to stay less than 1,000. I don't know if there's a minimum or not, but anyway, that's that. So I see lots of rovers that are looking for things to do, so I want to bring the heavy wire system through. It's going to connect to each of these. I can't connect this to the heavy wire system, so I'm thinking maybe we'll want to put in a transformer for that. Army of rovers going to get some iron ore. So with this insulation nearly complete, let's put in... Let's see, I can't remember if that's a utility. Yeah, it is. Liquid temporizer. Put that right there. That will need to obviously be connected to the heavy wire system, so we'll do that. We'll need to control temperature. We don't want that to go wild. Can be made of lead. Connect that in like that. Oh, wait, I meant to, hold on. I was going to actually have granite tiles here. Then we're going to have this machinery, so liquid temporizer, temperature control, thermo sensor, automation wire, connecting that. And then we want to have on this final area the liquid temperature in a pipe. So what I plan to do, we'll make this whole thing a radiant pipe. So I'm going to push in liquid. Go like that. So I'm going to do this in radiant pipes. This is going to go all around this area until it hits to here. And at this point I can check if its temperature is warm enough. And if it is, we can go into this, into that. Yeah, that looks good. We've got our output going like this, going through here, going through here. This is looking like what I want. Let's do these two at a higher priority. Okay, I'm liking this so far. Okay, so having some liquid dumped right here, and even though you can't see it, it is actually there. Just realized I didn't put in a gas or a liquid shutoff, so I don't want to allow this to go out unless it's actually warm enough. Let's see, do that. That can be made out of lead. Dumping in some liquid here, just so that the liquid temporizer will be able to run. And it is difficult to keep up with tasking for the rovers. Okay, so let's put in some settings. If the temperature is below 7, actually, let's try that. It can run here if temperature is above, put 2. What else is needed? So we've got salt water. Okay, I was gonna build something there. I'll distract them. So this is the water line going out. Now I think we can seal this off. like that. So as I've got some salt water being brought up here, let's change the order of this piping. So this is going to be the line. We're going to go up like this. I guess we're going to be connecting in like that. I don't think we need radiant pipes on this side of it though. This is the first time I've ever seen a rover entombed. I've seen dupes do this. Oh, he's headless for a second. Okay, let's it's changing here so we'll have this spot above the freezing area instead. Be careful how I do this because I don't want to mix the stones where atmosuits are. Let's check this. How much liquid? I think that's enough. Let's cut that out. We can destroy that. And let's see, is this filled up? It is. Okay, this is exciting. We're gonna actually turn on our water system. Build a spot here for a transformer. So this is where it feeds in. Oh, here is the first bit of water making its way up. I'm gonna tie into this, so instead of using this, maybe what I'll do, I'll just connect that like that. So this is gonna be getting a mix of the salt water and the regular water. So it's going to go through these guys. It's not polluted, so it's just going to go out like normal. And it's going to go through these. Salt water will be converted to water, but the rest of the water will just pass through like normal. It's going to have the opportunity to go out here. And this is going to feed into the actual base. So this is starting to drain out. Might be easier if I actually destroy this and drain that salt water out of that. So in this top area, I'm building some natural tiles for farm. Go 3, 3, 3 for that. Really just keeping the rovers themselves busy. Otherwise they'll stay idle. Just gonna connect this through. We're gonna get some doors in there. Get some natural metal tiles for future farm. Let's go all the way to the actual door so that they can actually walk over to it. Connect all this. So this is going to be where I'm going to grow some lettuce. Rovers are making quick work of just about everything, which is awesome. Okay, let's come back down here. So we've got a little bit, first pieces of liquid being dropped off here. It's not going up here. And I'm a little confused. Hold on. I'm going to connect this out to the actual water line. Rid of some excess pipe. Okay, I see. As soon as we get a consumer, the water starts pumping. So this is what I'm expecting to happen. Is water goes into this zone. If it can be used, it is. And only store down here if things are backed up. Perfect. It's going to go towards our water system. Once it gets to this point, which it will pretty soon, I'll cut this pump. Actually, I think we can just get rid of the pump. Okay, so that is that. Let's bring in this next. Should I go through here? Currently melting ice still. But what's the current? Yeah, that'll have a cooling effect. Let's do that. It'll at least exchange some heat with that warmer temperature. Let's look at that. Oh, we've got a bit of a mess. Nuclear waste. Okay, let's dump that out in space. Exactly where should that go? Thought that wasn't gonna work. Let's do... Which was a good spot for this. Maybe right there. Assuming that's actual space. These guys are so fast. Oh, this is insane. We are starting to heat up now. For many cycles, I've been feeling like there's not a lot I can do, being metal short, but things are definitely changing since we've got metal here. Oh, why are you going? Oh, weird. Okay. Oh, okay, water's dumped there. Okay, I want to stop dumping water there. What I'll do is, I might still have this guy here, but I'll raise that pump a little bit higher. So I'll still be melting ice for the time being. That's the plan anyway. So now I've got a mix of different types of liquid water going in, which is perfect. The water line, this is going towards the actual base. And we're starting to have an excess, which can be dumped out right there. Did build 2 pipes between this, right? If I did not, now's the time to go in and fix something. Okay, that's just not showing up there, because of course there's no actual water going in. So that should be changing pretty soon. Since we've got an excess of workers, I guess we can clean up. Open up this area. Careful, do I have my pipe in there? I do, yeah, let's be careful about how we destroy this. Otherwise we'll be spilling water on the floor. Move a tile here and there. Just about everywhere's now. Alright, well that is, we'll let this run a little bit more. Let's create the doors up here. Make this out of iron. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna have to dig out one more layer above us. Gotta watch that. Oh, I think this is one of the first rovers here. It needs to be deconstructed. Gotta watch for potential space. Very likely. I'm almost certain, in fact. Definitely. So I'll mark that as high priority, so I can patch it soon. And in come the rovers. So we're gonna want some of these tiles. Here.
there. Oh. Okay, let's fill the ones above that with just tiles. Do this section at priority. Currently leaking hydrogen, not too worried about that. Well, let's not do that for very long. Just looking to see if there's anything on the ground. I'd like to do a cleanup. Put a couple bins for that project. Okay, let's inspect our work. Excellent, there it is. So we're leaking water. This will start to build up. Right now, this pump can't access it. Oh, whenever that might be needed, it'll be very important we get a transformer so we can actually run. There we are. Okay, so up in this zone, we've got those few bins going in. I'm gonna say anything swept. And let's just sweep where I'm building doors. Just to keep it clean. We will create tiles here, just to make our natural tiles work out. Whoops. Okay, everything's going towards the center bin. Let's mark the other bins. Perfect, and we can start to get more doors wherever it's clean. Actually, just do this everywhere. So I think we can still clean the material even if we had doors. So all the way across. There we are. Okay, just realized this was for the metal refinery, so let's put that back. The idea is I'm going to put it nice and tall, so that's going to give ice lots of a chance to melt. So that metal refinery still can dump that out there. Okay, and we'll just have some excess pipe. Can clean up. And we don't need that little section. So anytime we've got a bank of 3, I'm going to destroy the first door. Okay, and once we have metal tiles destroyed, we can put a tile right there. You need to not stand in the middle of that door, please. Take out few of these. There we are, another tile. So if I want lettuce to grow, I'm going to need some salt water. Pop that up right here. Oh, let's not go through that. Connect the closest system here. Right down there. There we go. So once I've got these tiles created, I'll just destroy the remaining doors. Just a few doors left. Get rid of these two. Get rid of the bins. Start to clear out the floor. So this is where I put 30 or so pieces of water weeds. And then get rid of that too. I'm going to seal this area off just so that pips can't get in here. Let's do that. Just the pips can't get up there. Okay, last remaining wild tiles, or natural tiles. It is super useful to have all these rovers. But, yeah, so we've improved our water system. We've improved the various things around the base, but what we're doing now is a very important piece. We're getting a farm. Just delete that so I don't delete the pipe. But this is going to be a farm that actually doesn't rely on any resources for going into it. Won't require much labor because these guys here don't actually help with farming all that much. But currently I'm... where are we with food actually? We don't have a super strong barbecue 63,000. We may not have... oh, let's get these guys back in their stable. That's important. Here we are. We're looking flat. We just need a little bit of salt water. Now I'm checking to see if there's any seeds that is not what I want the pips to plant. And if there's not, we can get some of these guys. I'm going to choose you to start with. You get up there. Now, to think about how I'm going to do the ladder, because I don't want anyone to build these, and setting it on the lowest priority is not necessarily going to work because these guys are too efficient. Okay, I think it's going to be worth doing this little design. So I'm going to put a door right here. I'm going to put a switch on top of it. And we're going to hook that up to logic. We're just going to put a bin in there. And I'm going to store a rare material that I can make ladders out of. So right now these rovers don't have much to do, but I'm going to tell them put all the obsidian in the world in this particular container, please. As soon as the switch is built, I'm going to... oh, it's already set. It'll be set to true. Never mind. Just leave it set to true for now. Okay, so this is going to be our nuclear waste drop-off. Do that at high priority. What are you guys? I'm just curious what there are. Oh, they might be grabbing materials. Picking up lead. Yeah, sure. Gonna tell the chef and baker to make some gristleberry since we have a little bit of that growing. Mostly interested in knowing about seeds. Don't see any new seeds here. So I believe I've got all the obsidian that is in this asteroid at the moment, or at least that's been mined out. So I'm going to build a ladder from here over. This is going to prevent the pips from planting anything where that is, because I want to start from left to right. Now if I hit this button, nobody, not even rovers, will be able to create that. That's just... they're all running. Ah! Okay, you guys, you're not supposed to... did they actually? I wonder if... they're just too fast. Either that or I just gotta go build this thing a little further down. Let's try this a little further down. Okay, now I'm going to transfer all the obsidian from here into this bin. Okay, we'll see if this trick works this time. So I'm going to build everything out of obsidian. We're going to close this. Now no one can stand here and still grab it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh, astronaut's gonna approve us. Oh, never mind. So maybe that works, though normally that kind of turns gray. Well, let's see if we can get Pip up there then. I don't see any... Yeah, there we go. That's the message I was hoping for. Insufficient resources. Let's bring in... so now I'm going to mop this up. This time I should see this nuclear waste be dropped off outside the asteroid. Bring in several pips. Oh, no, I shouldn't be wrangling. I should be moving. Do the same with this one. And Rancher, do you have one of the pips? There we go. So the pip should see some water weeds. Well, yep, exactly. Amazing. So now all I need to do is hit cancel, and I don't have to wait for anyone to destroy something. Not that it would take that long with all these rovers, I suppose, but anyway. How about we start to load, because that guy's probably not happy, the salt, or the piece of lettuce that's there. Waterweed seed, not happy with the atmosphere. Don't worry, salt water's on the way. Not sure how much I need. I don't want to overdo it, so it's easier to add than remove. So let's just see if this makes it through. Can travel through the store. Good. I think it is time to move the glass forge over. So I want to have a mesh tile. Let's see if we can do that right there. So it looks like the salt water didn't quite make it. We've got 2 plants planet, so I'm going to cancel that one. Give the pip another spot that they can put a plant in. Just let this run for a little bit longer. There's another pip helping out. Almost, almost. Now the only thing is, do we have carbon chlorine? That might be more the issue. How to best do this, actually. I don't think this is a liquid problem, so I think we should shut this off. This is a fact that we've got gas trapped right here, and I don't know what the best way to do this is. If there was no plant there, I would build a tile. I think I know. Let's do this first. Okay, Pip has planted yet another plant. Awesome. And I think if I destroy this, this should solve the problem. I should have 2 plants that are happy, though. Okay, awesome. 2 waterweed seeds are starting to grow. There we are, just like that. And then I think if I build this, that chlorine's just going to go away. On to the next spot. Okay, well, I think that's going to do for today. Thanks so much for watching. I'm quite excited to continue on because we've got lots of there's lots of other things that I've done, or can do rather from this point on. So we've got our washroom in place. The dupes don't have to do the outhouse. So let's move this over there. Checking on the polluted water. We're good. Let's do a little bit of a check. Just the temperature. Warm area over here, but the base is still quite comfortable. So yeah, completely changed out a new water system. We've got this infinite store. We're over 1,000 kilograms. So plenty of water. So we're starting to drain this area out, though. There's lots and lots and lots of liquid. Water is not going to be our limiting factor. That is absolutely certain. Yeah, we've got stables in place everywhere, so we're going to have lots of meat. 43. Our calories is actually quite low. But there is an easy solution to that. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time where I continue to expand this space, and eventually I've got to get out and see some of these other worlds. Till then.